All right. Hope you're doing well today. Good to see Deagle. I feel like the B. Arthur emote is the correct response. Good to see Glavy here, Mayos join us. Good to see you. We appear to be at the very end of the game, but I don't know for sure. I haven't looked ahead. Here's one thing real quick before we get into it again. We have enough authority and such now to go through this tell me a secret about yourself chain. It's not much, but the dialogue is kind of fun.
No.
Tell me a secret about yourself, Kim. No. Ask again.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
Psionic control.
It's like you're locked down.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
So when we saw this earlier in the game, I don't think we passed this authority check. So what can I do?
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
Silently scream for help.
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow.
There it is.
And you seem to regain control of yourself.
I don't know, Lightning. It's too much. It's kind of too much to read right now. I don't remember. I don't think so, but I don't remember.
Good.
I only remember what my main character did, really.
What is it? What do you want from me? I
Main
can't
character's
go.
answer is yes. Well, I don't know if they were on the same screen together, right? I just don't remember. Unfortunately, we don't have those VODs saved. What is it? Right, so yes, last time we saw the Insulindian Phasmid, this giant, probably psychic bug. Stick bug, reed bug. Sir, how could you not see the Phasmid? He stares at the reeds.
Mr. Doras?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking.
So the killer has just had his mind broken.
With fear and longing.
Snap your fingers under his nose, wave your hand in front of his eyes, touch his shoulder gently. We can still do this.
The plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man. Other than that, no reaction. He feels small and frail.
Small and frail, this hateful, hateful man.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem. Doesn't it, Mr. Doras?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What if he's just a really good liar? What if he's faking this mental breakdown? What's happened to this man? We found some things in the Phasmid's nest. Oh, right, we have to look at, Classe's documents. What's happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's the Phasmid. Old age and shock, yes. I think it's the Phasmid.
Yes. The arrest and the appearance of the Phasmid. The combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke? Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
He couldn't see it, Kim. It's just the reads for him. Before, when I evaluated his state, he seemed strangely animated. Could be there's something hormonal in the relationship to the Phasmid. I talked to the Phasmid. It said it's destroying him, which Kim will be like, yeah, sure you talked to it. Sure you did. Before, when I evaluated his status, he seemed strangely
He
animated.
was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene or medication, I would expect worse.
Perhaps this animation is induced by something in the Phasmid.
It does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point.
Oh, well.
Maybe it is psychoactive. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall.
It's 3 meters tall. Why not? You couldn't see it. It's just the
Could be
reeds.
part of the shock. But you're right. Something is off here. Mr. Dross,
We didn't say last time Kim was all in now. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I'm ready to believe anything now. Where's it? There it is.
No response.
This is how the Phasmid stayed hidden all these years.
then how did we see it? Oh, you mean whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it.
Yes, you forget it's there.
Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds?
In the past.
The doctors will have
He
to look
stutters.
at it. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
Could it be they're selling hormonal in relationship to the Phasmid?
You mean pheromonal?
He seemed a little off for a man his age. Randy. Now forget Inspect the Man. Inspect the Man, though.
The scope, knowing of her bruises, his disposition toward Miss Oranje. I see what you mean. You mean...
What did we say?
He
Inspect the
does
Man.
not look hormonal anymore.
Okay.
Motionless. His plastic cape flaps in a sudden gust of wind.
I talked to the Phasmid. It said it's destroying
You
him.
should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
No, I was only talking to it. Maybe. Anyway, it's only trying to remain unseen. The degradation is a side effect.
Valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective.
It's been here a long time. Who knows how much of it in its
It
company?
seemed distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't want to leave this place. And the insect, maybe. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a
Oh.
report. Thank God we have the photo.
He forgot to take notes on the Phasmid. not on the murder confession.
Without it.
Hang
We should think
tight.
about getting back to the mainland. To
New
get
task, the return.
He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
And they've been talking about the return like the whole game. But hold on, before we say that last bit to him, we want to look at Classe's fake documents here. Evidence, Classe's passport. This well-traveled passport with visa stamped in it, issued by the Republic of Oranje. You found it in the Phasmid's nest on the island. Go up for more
This
details.
passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
Look at the photo.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. An old photo, before life came and did what it does.
What was this doing in the Phasmid's nest? I guess it nabbed it.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
Perhaps for some blackmailing plan. I think the Phasmid took it. The Phasmid took it. I sensed it do so. I saw something open up the buoy with spindly legs. Wait, did I?
Perhaps. But that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest.
I think the Phasmid took
Like
it.
a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious. A curious octopus would do something similar, or even a cuttlefish.
Maybe they have a vendetta against Classe. Perhaps it was curious like an octopus, says Encyclopedia.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
Yeah, it says her other
She
name.
said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Clausia comes from. Remember? God damn it.
That was supposed to be a real name. She lied to us. Maybe this is her real passport, not fake, because this is a real name.
Yes,
Well.
somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now. She said it would...
Wait, so what happens if we said that was her real
She
name?
lied to us.
She lied to
Her
us.
so-called real name was not her real name. Somehow she's managed to lie to us about that too.
What's her real name then? It doesn't matter.
But it's not Katarzyna Alasia or Klasia or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
The winds are silent. The streets are empty of her. She is no longer in the city of Revachol.
Which we saw her getting onto a helicopter type thing, an aerostatic, to leave Revachol. I guess she's gone now. Okay. I have a question. Was the Phasma obsessed with Classy and took for the old man to kill Classy's lover? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is just where the Phasmid was living, and the old man saw it, and it started wearing away his mind. I don't take that understanding at all, but it might be valid. It might be open to interpretation. I was gonna swap some bit of clothes. Oh, I was gonna take my gun off instead of the gun. Let's put on just the tool opener.
The old man stares.
All right, we found some things in the Phasmid's nest.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Show him the helmet.
Nothing.
Nothing.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the Phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
Show him the passport.
No reaction. His breathing is slow, and
Nothing.
he appears very old.
Nothing.
Around 80.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy on the coast?
The spirit.
Spirit.
He hears us. The spirit?
No reply. He's gone again.
Try something else? We got
And
some back
finally,
home.
show him the scope.
I lost.
You lost the scope?
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's
But the
done
Phasmid's
so
gone.
many times.
But the
Beige
Phasmid's gone.
and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie Phasmid. This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being. The plastic
All right.
cake flaps around. The blacks of his eyes are receding. The strength is all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
All right. Well, oh, I can't save while it's saving. Watch out, context, there's a possibility that you're reaching too far. I mean, the only reason I don't go for that at all is that I don't think the Phasmid said anything about caring about classe or politics or love or anything like that. The only thing I recall is that it wanted to, eat. It wanted to eat reeds, and it accidentally ate its own babies once. It was an accident, though, it said. But it didn't seem to have any hate in it. It just seemed to be something existing and considering the state of the universe. That's my interpretation. Like I said, there's validity to other interpretations. Alright, back out to the boat.
The skiff is swaying on the waves. by
Let's
the
return to the mainland.
We are done here.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna do the whole. I don't think it's gonna do a whole
skiff
boat
rocks
sequence. I
gently
think it's
under
just
your
gonna
weight
teleport.
as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet,
Exactly. I didn't think it would do a ride back.
but for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm.
So this is the other members of our police
You
station.
reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Oh, right. So they just gonna be waiting by the shack.
Look what the tide brought in.
Right, so he was in disguise for part of the game, and he was mostly just mad at us. I don't... Yeah, so, yeah, here he is, and here's the woman. I don't think we've ever met him, though, the third man that's been talked about.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Only half, though. You should see the other guy.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Uh-huh.
This is the man with sunglasses
Right.
from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
No one else seems to be bothered by the bleeding. Who are you people? Forget all this. There's a giant... shut up about the big giant phasmid. Wait, you're the man with sunglasses, sure.
That's right. And you're bleeding.
No one else seems to be bothered by the bleeding.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Fuck it. Let's not get into that.
What about this giant...
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
Okay. Who are you people?
Hello, Trent Heilerstein.
Oh.
I believe we've met on several occasions.
Well, he says several occasions. Actually, we did meet this guy once, right? Wasn't he the guy that was looking at the side of the building? We had the very encyclopedia conversation with him?
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Command.
Right.
This is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
Right. We've actually picked up on all this through the game.
Special Consultant Trond Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Although I didn't pick up on this guy's name, if it was available before.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
I'm fine.
Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
On the island. Yeti, good to see you. Yeah, he said we do a Genshin variety stream. Only I thought you're for Inazuma when that comes out, possibly. Just cutting trees, just chop trees. I finally did hit level 10, the max level on the housing stuff, like a day or two ago. I had it at like 99% for a long time. All right, we went to the island.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
Regaining his confidence,
As
Kim.
if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
A naughty boy on the
But
island.
this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them. Way to feed me to the wolves. Thank you, Lieutenant. I don't know if I want thank you, Lieutenant, or you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them. Well, let's try 3.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
What do you mean about to befall me? We found the guy. What's this about?
We want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science.
He's got the big encyclopedia score.
My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
He doesn't know what's going on with our brain. He's just read some
No,
books.
Trond. It's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
I solved the
What
crime.
does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
Uh-huh.
Shit, kid. What an interesting moniker.
Well, we can ask about the name first. I know it's here. You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde. Ignore the disguise. You never told me you're not the horse-faced woman. Point at her. We didn't actually say that to her, did we? I don't think so. So Trent, Heiseldom, or Stom, turns out the special consultant. Do it again. No one's who they say they are. You mentioned a task force. Where have you been all this time? There's military tribunal, right? Okay, what about the name?
You. Shit kid, that's you.
Despite all that you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case,
Formidable rhetoric. Despite all I've done?
No. Because of all that you've done.
How'd you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
After all that Sylvie stuff, he betrays me. I saved his establishment, and he still betrays me. turn to face the direction of the whirling and yell, "Damn you, cafeteria manager, you betrayed me for the last time." I understand, okay, guard told you. Well, say I saved the establishment, he still betrays me.
Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire.
Yeah, I lit it on fire. It was a poetic gesture. Yeah, it was this one juvenile delinquent. Well, the skull girl, Cindy the Skull, she did make the aero graffiti. We lit it on fire, though.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you it was our shit kid.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Harry.
Good choice, Harry, says Tron. Thanks. Do I care for aesthetics? I just haven't taken the time to do anything fancy with the housing. Yeah, so you think teleportation or time travel can ever happen? If time travel can happen, I think it must create, like, branching realities. Otherwise, or it has to be one of those things where you can't time travel back any further than the creation of the time machine. Otherwise, why aren't there time travelers showing up all over the place? Right? It can't be easy, or it has to create branches or something. So, teleportation, though? I don't know. Convert matter to energy, convert it back. Maybe.
He is correct.
In our lifetime, though, maybe not.
Chinese poet Lu Jiatun, who, in the 50s of the last century, composed a...
Don't encourage him,
Don't encourage the encyclopedia. We got another level up, though. You aren't the man with the sunglasses, you're not even blonde, we'll say it.
Guilty as charged. I heard you lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now.
You're insane.
There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Actually, I suspected someone was off. Maybe you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have recognized you.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to butter you up after you told us to fuck off.
I suspected someone was off.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
Absolutely no idea. 100 years?
More
Judging by
encyclopedia.
the familiarity you feel toward him. 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short but close stint on the task force.
Challenging empathy. You never told me you're not the worst-faced one-pointer. I don't want to say that. Alright, so Trot turns out to be special consultant.
Yes, I'm Tran Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Tran Heilestam.
What was up with that kid, then?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
What was with the interesting history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the
Yeah, he
film
was just
building
there.
and the Martinez
He was
beacon,
just there.
And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
He talks more about time travel. I don't see why that would be.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
He was worried about me and also interesting. What special consulting are you doing?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
Both of which we have. We've got our group personalities talking to us like empathy, and we've got the amnesia.
Here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Fine. Duped again. No one says who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk, and you won't be duped so easily.
The gardener, the scab leader, this. Turn to Lieutenant. Tell me at least you are who you said you were.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Thanks, Kim.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
Mention a task force.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory. Who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Heidelstam, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Not major crimes.
Fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Okay, but wait, who's Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit.
Lost faith in
Other
major
people have left
crimes.
too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trant, because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is he blonde with sunglasses like you were?
See? There! He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G-Baby. It was going to be funny. But then, you really did have brain damage. So, not so much anymore.
I sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Huh, interesting. So what does the unit do?
Two, it's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We're shit here now, Harry. Because of you.
They're your posse, or what remains of it. Hand-picked, hand-lost.
The 41st isn't.
We've now this time. There was a mercenary tribunal. Fine, I'll say you're not the horse-faced one. It seems so mean, but I do want her to say, well, he told me not to tell you stuff.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
2 months ago. Okay, very recent. Let me make your acquaintance with us bias. We're truly sorry. We're still friends. I still have a stupid head. I'm just gonna say I'm truly sorry.
Okay, you're my commanding officer. I really want to respect you. I want us to have a normal relationship.
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on Earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. And I hate sensitivity training.
Sensitivity to not call people the horse-faced woman.
No, my name
We're
is
still
not
friends. I just want to see.
Because
Oh,
of-
same response.
He's
Same
the rudest
response.
man on Earth.
Okay.
He's the reason why the rest of
Yeah,
us have to take
Yeah, he talks about aliens, and then a second follow-up.
sensitivity training.
And then a third follow-up. What response do you expect besides Tally from Mass Effect is like the #1, girl in any video game ever? What response do you expect? Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
Uh-huh.
You told us to fuck off. You said we are cramping your style. You're detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Detect or die. You'll be faced off against a squad of trained killers alone. Just teach your lesson. All will burn. Make no mistake about it. Why didn't you detect or die then? Why would you leave a literal police god? Say all those things. Not like that anymore. So just let me face a squad of trained killers. Teach me a
It
lesson.
wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
Why didn't you detect or die then?
Oh, you think it was cool? You saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss, so we fucked off. Like you told us to. God damn,
Okay.
you told
What
us
about-
to fuck off. You said
What about I said all those
your
things? Not
style.
like that anymore.
You're sorry.
Sorriest cop who ever lived.
Sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentant shit a million times over.
Okay. Now this is ringing any bells.
Bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
How bad is
Well,
it?
he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
He can drive a boat. Should be part of any medical examination. Yes, which was first tour, yes. I like the line from presumably the book Contact, but I don't know, but the movie Contact, where the main character says, if there aren't aliens out there among the quadrillions or whatever stars, it's an awful lot of wasted space.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, e-solar, pound, and so on.
Yes.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and
Yes,
I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It It's all very interesting.
So this dialogue would change a bit if you never talked to Trant by the building, if you just completely ignored him.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Socioeconomically, you think I'm so poor I lost my memory? I drank so much I lost my memory, and now I'm slowly recovering it. I made it all up, as I already told Lieutenant Stragi. I know what I am. Oh man, I want to say this, because this is a follow-up to the fact that when we got shot, the one thing we said to Kim was, I lied. I know who I am. I'm sorry. I have something to do with the Emily Church, 2mm hole in the world. Highly experimental detective. This was the method I used to solve the case. Sounds so sad to me I couldn't be anymore. It was a defense mechanism. See, that's kind of the truest one, actually. Wait, socioeconomically, I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory... I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still. I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking for Hedefort's school here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Alright, I want to say, just because it's like special dialogue, I made it all up. I know what I am.
And what is that?
Drunk and a loser. Heartbroken drudge. A police detective. Let's say this.
That is what I thought, at first. That it was a fantasy. But I've seen him work. It's not.
Alright,
He's experiencing something out of the ordinary.
he's like,
He
nah,
really
I
does
don't
not
buy it.
remember.
I don't buy you saying you were lying.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry, but you've been bewitched by the shit kid.
Mm.
It happens. I know it's hard to accept, but he made it all up. Because he's a psychopath. It's a simple
He's
explanation.
a psychopath. The easy explanation.
Detective Vigmer. He has blacked out before. We should take this seriously.
I blacked out before?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case. The other when we looked into that mural.
You've blacked out a couple of times on some of the more serious benders. She was only on our squad for 2 months.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful. The two cases in your ledger, the unsolvable case and the New World mural, those were recent. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Now, so we were deliberately blacking out? Image is good news. Da-da-da, got an A. But no discussions. A's are good. A's are good. Congratulations.
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in?
Uh-huh.
What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures towards the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input.
Oh, but so if I'm reading this right, his theory is that we've interacted so much with the world that we've been closer to the pale, to the end of the world than most people.
Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Okay, Trant, thank you.
Absolutely meaningless. All conceptualization.
I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Maybe not a leader, but we could still be a detective.
Leadership. Now.
A formidable authority. I'm ready to lead again. Line detective's good for now. He's wrong. I'm too far gone for work. I don't want to be part of a unit. I'm ready to lead again, says authority.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the potty? Or do we need to get him on the disability pension?
What now?
Now, nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Just stand there. Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to our motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Hold on. In the ocean, feign ignorance. Wait, he didn't even say in the ocean, so for this is bad feigning ignorance. It was stolen by Jacob Eru? Is this a step to a joke? That wasn't me. It was stolen by traffic hooligans. Drove into the ocean when I was drunk. Thought the cure would be underwater. He wasn't. The time had come. Tequila sunset. I don't know what it's doing there. He did point to the water. I suppose. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, to point to the ocean, he'd just be pointing generally in that direction. Alright. Well, Kim's right there, so I'm gonna tell the truth. Drove into the ocean while I was drunk.
So refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property. That's coming out of everyone's payslip.
Hey, I got $185 on me. That's a down payment.
It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Wait, my badge? I got my badge right here. I lost it. I haven't found it yet. Lie. Interesting you can lie. What I do have is this futuristic armor. Clench your armored fist. Oh, I should have put all the armor on for this last conversation, maybe. Wait, my badge?
Thing that tells people you're a police officer.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna show the badge, I guess. I don't know. I kind of want to clench the futuristic armored fist. Yeah. I mean, I want to try to wrap this conversation up in the most positive way. So fine, here's the badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
So we need legendary interfacing, which we... Well, I actually do have the ability to get 2 more points. Huh. That's still shy. So this is hand-eye coordination, 58%. 72%. 83%. I guess we'll do this other point. Alright, 92%. We'll call that good enough.
Not today, badge.
I get the badge. Behold, my badge. The drama's unnecessary. I got the badge. All is well.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states. Not
Why give it so many points in the hand-eye coordination? We have a thought somewhere. Is it the law jaw? Learning cap for hand-eye coordination raised to 6. So it's, yeah, 6 plus the baseline, maybe, plus... Something else is letting me put even more points into it.
What is it with all these material objects?
Gun. Just repeat gun. My gun is right here. I upgraded to a rifle. Present the sniper rifle. Gun, badge, car, these are all things. Things don't matter, people do. Here's my gun.
Phew, he has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone.
I didn't lose my gun, I have my gun. Show him the gun again. Saving matter, I found my gun. I quit drinking forever. It's only me in this boring hellhole now.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then, huh?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
No idea what you're smelling. I washed the death off me. Found an actual corpse. Bad week. Sorry I smell bad. None of this matters. My odor situation, it's meaningless compared to what I discovered. I washed the death off me. I did.
Doesn't reply, but his expression speaks for him. You should have done a better job, is what it's saying.
Alright, I handled an actual corpse.
I don't believe you. You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Escape a certain glacier because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
Yes, we showed the gun. We showed the gun. We could have showed it twice, which we would have thought we were crazy. The suspect escaped. We didn't arrest Classe, it's true.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Well, I say she was some kind of spy from the Occident, specifically trained. Not taking it was the right thing to do. She gave us a vital clue that led to the island. Okay, I got duped there. She pulled one on me. Yeah, I let her go. An act of Murphy on behalf of the city of Rivshall. She's waiting for the return. Just a small detail in a huge case you don't know anything about. Doesn't matter. None of it does. We're looking at the Oxygen Holocaust times a quadrillion. I've come to know the final fate of man in the universe. Alright, Glass says she was some kind of spy, sure.
Oh, well, if she was specially trained. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who also escaped.
Oh, Ruby, yeah.
Ruby, or the fact that you're Everard Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote compared to the 6 people
Damage
who were
morale.
gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
More people could have died if we didn't do a decent job.
We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
It's true.
Here comes the cavalry.
Thanks, Kim.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yes, what he said. I also solved the case. It's solved, all of it. Yeah, it was a massacre. We got wiped. Where the hell were you? We asked this before. Firefly's Trivial Matter compared to the greatest discovery of this century. I'm just sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Let's just say, yeah, what Kim said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
No, he actually is a bit disarmed by this, it seems.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffretor Dubois.
Shouldn't I be Lieutenant Double Freighter? Where's the double?
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
There it is again. These are the lines of dialogue. We've not been drinking or smoking or doing drugs for the whole game to see.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's...
I do wonder how much variance there is available in these lines, right? Because you can theoretically solve the case on day 3, I think. We're on day 7, which is 1 week. I wonder if you deliberately skip a bunch of days to get out to 1 month. A, does something happen that stops the game on, like, day 10 or something? I don't know. Or can this line of dialogue change to say, oh yeah, he's not been drinking for a whole month? Alright, self-flagellation. He likes to apologize profusely. Make it sound he's guilty of first-degree murder. It's not a good communication service for an officer. I've been apologizing too much.
It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd.
Somewhere... There's some screen somewhere we can see our point... Is it here? Yeah. So, okay, so there it is. I'm a little sorry it went this way, because I was trying to do more of the moralism. We did the big moralism quest, but yeah. So we got... It's going to always do whatever you did the most of, right? So we did Superstar Cop 12, Apocalypse 4, Sorry 22, so that's why he made a Sorry Cop. Boring Cop 8, and Boring Cop would be what Kitsuragi likes the most, I would think. But we end up with 22 communist lines of dialogue, and only 21 moralist. So I wish it was flipped. I wish we had 22 moralist, 21 communist. Oh well. Fascist 9, ultra-liberal 16.
You should yell something.
I'm a policeman of the state to come. That's not a good idea.
Yes. Let's let the big boys talk.
Others still, he is also an ultra-liberal hustler who is always on the grind. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know. But he is vocal about both of them.
Huh. So it actually... So it did communist, we're at 22, but it also did ultra-liberal at 16. Are we gonna get some credit for moralism?
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
A great detective. But yeah, I wish I could see Kim's response to moralism. It's good to see Amdy. Welcome back, as we seemingly are wrapping up Disco Elysium.
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop.
Doesn't
In all
stop.
the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven.
Madly driven. This might have to do with us doing all the side quests.
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
With our lizard voice. Thanks, Kim.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years.
Hold
ever
out.
Since the revolution. Who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
And he also discovered a new species. There it is.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out
the photo. There it is.
and shows it to the officers.
If you missed the photo, I wonder how this goes. They just don't believe him, I suppose. But I wonder if he even talks about it.
Hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Hosanna? Boom shakalaka. As you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant communist. Say nothing. Wait, what does this word even mean?
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected?
Fire's
to the
rolling
case?
out. Is this phasmid somehow connected to the case? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
Silence,
I
ellipses.
must say, this is absolutely
He points to the photo.
extraordinary.
So they do believe us.
I don't even have words for it.
They don't believe we've used Disco Photoshop.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fight out the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as Lieutenant puts it
This
away.
is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness.
Interesting.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
I started a nightclub at the church. The phasm was female. The reeds are its nest. The killer. We have a strong motive for him. Previous head of the Union was assassinated by our killer. I also fixed the psych situation. There was a dead man on the boardwalk, missing person I found. Looked in the Mystery of Doom commercial area. Confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad. Alright, I hope we don't lose credit for this. I just want to see the line of dialogue in response. I suppose the final wrap-up conclusion? It seems to be. Fine, I started a nightclub in the church.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Reinvigorated the local nightlife. Yeah, I did some kids a solid. Turned their lives around. Maybe phrase it that way. Discovered I discovered the 2mm hole in the world. I mean, this sounds crazy, but no, they saw the photo of the phasmid.
That's great. Entrepreneurship is a great new career for you. After police officer.
Right.
I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
Go live in the Pale, go
4
crazy.
kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
No. Go back on the subject. I just want to say turn their lives around.
Well, if
Okay,
It's
and we get the same
that
line.
Okay.
The phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
No, there was a sniper scope.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis. Had mammals that looked like hair. It was completely white on the inside. It had gathered items in its nest, helmet, a scope, and a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male.
Hmm.
This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Bowers are built by males of the species who can't afford colorful mating displays physically. This one was plain colored.
So I think it was... Wait. Oh, okay. Could have been male, actually.
It must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs.
I think it reproduced by parthenogenesis.
Isn't cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Observation, just how it told me. Let's say observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
Interesting.
That makes sense. Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
He thinks the thing is endangered. And it mammals look like hair. It was completely white on the inside. Yeah, that's the question. I gotta focus in on this right now a little bit. Did episode 3 do General Grievous dirty? No. The character was created for that movie. It's like Jabba the Hutt getting choked out by Leia. The character is created to die. Born to die. And Obi-Wan tossing the blaster aside with the so uncivilized is fun.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked
Thanks,
like
super
reed
fair.
tufts on its limbs.
Were there any huge revelations toward the end of the game? Well, I mean, the killer was this communist holdout that had been on the island for 50 years and had been, for 50 years, aiming his sniper scope at people and spying on them type thing and considering shooting them.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carve discovers new species.
New species.
Discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
Too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
The PR problems. Good to see Sinistar. Good to see Rogue.
Absolutely, this is great.
Don't think I've said
This
hi,
does
Rogue.
not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human
Science, news, and human interest. Not murderers.
You have that photo.
Not murderers. The photo of the bug solves everything.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment.
Perhaps only for a moment.
Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
The killer, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
I don't have time for this. Straight to the move, please. Revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead.
Oh, interesting.
This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich.
Okay.
Custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trout. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Cultural theory. But wait, what about the motive? What about the motive?
Excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
More
He
encyclopedia.
wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary in act of jealousy. He killed the mercenary hoping to start a war between the company and Union. He killed him in an act of rage and dosed by the phasmids chemicals. Well, that could be true, but I don't want to say it to them. I want to say he killed the mercenary in act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years, 70-something?
A strange psychosexual fixation.
Yes.
Aggravated, possibly, by
Oh!
proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He
Oh!
himself gave a political reason. Said he had killed an enemy combatant.
Kim brings up the phasmid. I didn't bring it up, but Kim brought it up anyway.
Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
Yes, but so I forget what this case about. That a mercenary died and was hanged behind the Whirling Rags Hotel.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
It's way more than a clean win.
Way more.
It's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism like the Phasmid. It's way more than that. It'll win me my ex-wife back. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. It's not completely satisfied with it. Could be a little neater. Fine. It's a perfect folding mechanism.
Perfect folding mechanism.
Right.
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something.
So there's still the smell of booze, even though we've been drinking, it says.
It will pass. In time.
In time. Hold on.
The
I wanna-
customers, man.
So,
Thank you.
Of course.
He wasn't quite sure about the strength.
Jealousy?
I just want to see.
it's a clean.
Oh, way.
I want to see it's my masterpiece. They'll teach you in cop school. Same
It will pass.
Same thing. Get over yourself. I was curious. The previous head of the Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinique,
Ah,
where Evrard
interesting.
and Claire have ears everywhere.
the Union has ears everywhere, so let's not talk about this yet.
Eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Interesting.
Understood. Of course.
And he acknowledges, okay, I understand, but let's not talk about
The
it.
case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union related for political neutrality.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
Okay. I fixed the strike. Did I fix the strike?
How? It seems to be ongoing. I see red banners on the gates.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Evrard, until the rep came to see that the Union desires war. At which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
Just leave.
What? And Claire the terminal?
It was an accident. I did it for the world revolution. I just told some people some things, no big deal. Things are calmer now. Mastermind a solution to an unsolvable problem. Ah, fine.
Sounds like you got played, Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul.
Yeah, but that's weird. Why is he saying Al Ghul instead of alcohol? Maybe. Hey, how do you know about Al Ghul? He's using Measurehead's term for it.
It doesn't matter how I know about Al Ghul. What matters is, you're Evrard Claire's peony now. Just as I said. He's a mob boss, did you know?
Right. Why is he saying Al Ghul? That's weird.
Is that why you want us to investigate the assassination of the previous Union head thing? To get off Evrard's hook?
No, it's nothing like that. He was reckless with information, but ethical. We don't owe anyone anything. This allowed us to stabilize things in Martinez.
God, calm down, Jean.
Silence. Good.
Good. The man doesn't know what to say. There's a dead man on the boardwalk. Missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in the boardwalk. Drunk.
How'd you know I found him?
Body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
Although we reported it to the family itself.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
It's
Thanks.
still a point for you.
It's a point.
No denying it.
I looked in the mystery of the doomed commercial area.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
The commercial building where all the businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged a bullet there. For a moment, it seemed like you were just wasting time.
Fair enough. I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad. Who's Kuno?
Who's Kuno?
Exactly.
You don't want to know.
Mmm.
Right, Lieutenant? I don't. You snorted the drugs. I know you did. It's all right. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
So, in theory, Kuno can actually be here instead of Kim. Theoretically, we saw the start of the alternate road. Alright, so what do you want to say? You want me back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
A quick
I
nod.
haven't been drinking, she thinks. So, maybe this time.
Maybe this time.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I
The
am.
man looks westward, impatiently,
I think we found out a lot about who we are, but maybe we can learn more.
jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I? Why am I like this? Am I a dirty cop working for the mob? Precinct 41, what kind of station is it? Phasmid, I need to tell Lynn about this ASAP. And, Lieutenant Interrogate, what will you do now? Well, hopefully let's ask all of them. Who am I? I'm Harry Dubois.
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before? Well, this would have been decades ago. We worked for the police for 18 years.
Before you were
But
a cop,
before.
you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we
No
maybe-
way, I was a self-flagellating monk. A guerrilla soldier slash gym teacher? Explains a lot. I guess it explains some physical instruments lines.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of sportswear I've amassed. Oh, we can't look at our clothes, but we're wearing some fallen pants.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
That's what I said. Explains a lot of physical instruments angle.
God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Oh God, Contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
It all comes back to Contact Mike. The ultimate, where's Contact Mike? Where is Contact Mike? He's in the thoughts, right? There you go, the litany of Contact Mike. It's once again time to return 20 things I'd like to say about Contact Mike. The boxer is apparently the paragon of open competition. Doesn't get any better than Contact Mike. Any better, both inside and outside the ring. Stop, point at someone in the distance, point your finger at him. He will point his finger back to you, vaulting in possible go for finance and privilege to the litany of Contact Mike. Like it says Contact Mike. Of course, Contact Mike, says Kim.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of the open competition. A 5,000 to 1 rank outsider. What was this? When I was a gym teacher? You said in Coron? I was a gym teacher there. When did I join the RCF then? He's the most important guy ever, Contact Mike.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
That's great. He vaults an impossible gulf of finance and privilege in your thought. You've said it 50 billion times. Does he also do this? The exact line in the thought.
It is getting cold out.
When was this? When I was a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
I was a gym teacher in Coron.
Yes, you taught gym in Coron. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Coudon is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High
XP.
school. Harry, your goings on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
You're so juvie. You teach kids. Or you did.
Yes, barely contained laughter.
Why'd I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An
Next bush
ocean
must be nice.
full of hope.
Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that.
No normal human being can run like that. I wonder if you can completely bypass a lot of these lines if you did the whole game walking. Of course, it would be miserable to do the whole game walking, but it might change some of this dialogue. Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Was she Dora Dubois?
Dubois. It was Dora Ingerlund, I think. You've said her name. But you weren't married.
So we weren't even oh, you were engaged. We weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
And it's 6-3. Let's go with 3. Okay, 6 years not that much. 6?
No, it was 6. Like ancient. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora England really tore you a new one. A big one.
Alright, who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Huh? Figures, no, huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous.
Okay.
A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Wait, like a Welkin? Isn't a Welkin a goblin?
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin.
Oh no, it's an elf. It's an elf. Right? Okay.
Heartbreak Welkin.
I've only seen a picture. But it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go home.
Wait,
I think she
what?
taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first.
She keeps
Little
trying to
question,
leave. I'm hoping it doesn't
drink.
cut off our conversation.
Kind of thing.
Taught at the Academy of Arts. Oh, this is why we know about art stuff?
My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
A forensic psychiatrist.
Words. He's heard enough about this.
Alright, am I a dirty cop?
No.
No, because the suspects didn't think I was.
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Alright, we're not a dirty cop. Although I wonder if that can actually change. I wonder, because I kept saying, no, I can't be a dirty cop. I wonder if you keep saying, oh yeah, I'd totally be a dirty cop, if this can actually change. I wonder. Probably not, but maybe. Precinct 41, what kind of station is it? Well, Jamrock's a super crime-filled area. It's rough.
Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
Right.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
We have Captain Price. We got the Call of Duty.
You're being kind. It is an understaffed station, and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torsen McLean.
Back the torso Torsen and
Right.
Chester McLean.
We've seen them on the phone.
Believe me, things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though. Torsen and McLean.
They're an iconic duo, though.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're garbage.
We're garbage. Yeah, so Gene has mentioned being depressed 3 or 4 times now. And the Sea Wing is...
There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
the Major Crimes Task
There's
Force.
also a lot of outside help involved. Not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
Trant would like to be a loser, but he's too smart. And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office.
Okay.
They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Blood on the streets in May. So we can blame our decision. Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance? Right, we heard a little bit about this, but it wasn't recent, right? Wasn't it? Well, it could have been. Right.
So he remembers that.
Right.
Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
We didn't hear too much about this, but a little bit.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Right, why'd we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
Huh.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
People are listening.
Clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
Right, because this is the second thing we can't talk about because the Union's listening in. Alright, work at the Bloody Murder Station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
It's an old converted silk mill, and yeah, our camaraderie said the roof of a former silk factory. Yep.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Phasma, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113
Ooh.
Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
Oh, I don't think I think I had to really press her to get her address. Cryptozoologist, she lives in Jamrock, Tabernacle Road. She told us about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
Ah, did we actually get a follow-up conversation with her, or is it just kind of a side
She
note?
and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
It's Day of Death.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out, or she'll faint.
Watch out or she'll faint. Alright, Kim, what are you gonna do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
A return.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Infiltrate. We did learn quite a bit about the mob and how they're smuggling drugs and the drug routes and stuff about that.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by, carried by the wind. Le retour.
Wait, you mean the return? Want to do that, Station 41? Do you want to switch to my station, Kim? In the return?
There are people who say the zone of control will not hold up long. They are not on the radio yet, but there are parties out there.
Yes. I hear worries from systems analysts in Vespa and Messina. International risk departments in Pangs. People like that.
This is probably the closest to a sequel tease you're going to get. Will there be a Disco Elysium 2 ever? I don't know, but it's been a big success.
We've been hearing whispers in Jamrock too. Ever since fall. I agree that something is happening. People are tense. I hear a fan spinning, fast. Something is about to hit it.
Kim, do you want to switch stations? Do you want to join me?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work with me at Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
A crooked smile quivers on his lips.
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence.
Kim, you're a little crazier than when you started this investigation.
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
This turns very serious.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Alright, well, I'm glad we get to try to talk Kim into joining us. Alright, well, I guess I'm ready.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Oh, and I didn't even notice. You can see it in the very lower left corner, right above our portraits here. You can see the car.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41, atop the motorway, to Boogie Street, disappearing into the
Or
rain.
good Kim Kapow. Yeah, you know, I have done little bits of a second playthrough with like the inverse of all our decisions off stream, and there are moments we saw in our playthrough where it's like +1, Kim trusts you, +2, Kim really trusts you, whereas in the alternate playthrough where I'm doing worse stuff, it's like -1, Kim doesn't trust you. I wonder if that can make this conversation not happen. Probably.
You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped
Oh.
In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time.
Ah, a lone woman sits by a factory window dreaming of meteorite strikes. But here's the more interesting one. A square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. One of the cases we had in the ledger was the square bullet hole mystery. Huh.
Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course.
So, and it's all hands on deck except for the consultant. He's not on board for the spring flare-up.
Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomac Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow?
Oh, it didn't... Of course, it didn't actually mention her at first.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Ooh, the end prompt is white here. Usually it's red, isn't it? Special animation. Putting our hand on Kim's shoulder. He shakes Jean's hand. Oh? Is he gonna shake our hand? Oh, well, the fool helping us along since we're still bleeding from the hip. Again, I assume this can change if your conversation goes far worse than ours did. He might spit on you or slap you or maybe you're not even invited into the car. He leaves you sitting there as a failed detective. A drunken failed detective. Disco Elysium in white, just like the end prompt. Alright, what a fantastic game. What a long game, what a poetic game. So much dialogue. 5 writers listed. I actually thought this might be a single writer game, and 3 additional writers. Final Cut lead writer, Final Cut written by. But yeah, I actually thought this might be a single writer game, despite its millions of, 1.3 million lines of dialogue or something. It's what a great game. Thanks for off save. Nice, we won, I think. I doubt you can get a much better ending than that. I mean, we got back on the Force. He acknowledged everything we did. The only thing we didn't get that I wanted was a moralism line instead of the communism line. Thanks. No, it's no follow-up conversation. Well, I mean, which do you want the one with Lena about the Phasmid? Is that what you want? Thanks. Says yeah. We'll see if there's anything after the credits. I mean, probably not, but maybe. There could be an epilogue scene or something. At least the GG. Or not be depressed, right? Well, at least they mentioned it. At least they mentioned it. It said she'll be over the moon. So we got an acknowledgement, even if you don't get the actual dialogue with her. And yeah, speaking of dialogue, yeah, I definitely think I like this game a lot more with full voice acting than I would have liked before the final cut. So I'm glad I waited. Hey, some hardcore music comes in. There's something else I was gonna say about this. Well, there's a lot of things I was gonna say about this, but there was one specifically I was trying to think of. The final cut, the quest. So yeah, in terms of like you playing through this game, the two main things we wouldn't have seen that I'm aware of is the final cut added the political quests. So we did the moralism quest, but there's probably a communism quest and a fascism quest and ultra-liberal quest. So there's three quests that we didn't see. And here's the voice acting. So there's that in terms of missed content. There's also, obviously a lot of different dialogue and roads you can go down with the different dialogue. And there's the alternate ending of the game to a degree where Kuno is with you instead of Kim, which is probably much sillier. Anything else? Yeah, it's interesting, There's a few people here who voiced multiple characters, but it's mostly one actor per person. There is not the narrator, but there's the narrator, and it lists him as the voice of every thought line. So it credited the original voice actors, but some of the, like Titus, it looked like Titus Hardy, it looked like he had a different voice actor in the final cut than the original cut. I would kind of like to skip through because some people were telling me Kuno's voice changed. There's the Coalition Warship Archer, which we did do that quest. I wonder if there might be some names here we don't recognize because they're like in the communism quest. Do you ever get the necktie? An alternate timeline, perhaps? I actually, Rogue, I played through a couple hours. I was able to skip a lot of the dialogue of a new hardcore. There's a hardcore mode playthrough where I did get the tie, and I am seeing the tie's lines of dialogue. The tie just screams at you, You're all right. You don't need to worry about that. You've got your screaming tie. Very hard to exploit handicapped person? We never saw the very hard to exploit handicapped person. Oh, there's a Chinese localization. Huh. Mega Rich Lightbending guy. Yeah. I don't know if that was in the original cut or not. I didn't want to look closely at the differences between the final cut and the original cut because I could see spoilers, right? I think I really find them. Yeah, they might be in the communism quest. They might be in the ultra liberal quest. They might be in the fascism quest. I don't think I'm gonna play through the game 3 more times. I'll probably play through it 1 more time off stream, just to do a very, very opposite playthrough of what we did. But then I might just look up somebody's YouTube video for the 2 quests I'll miss. I'll probably end up doing the fascism quest if we do everything opposite of what we did in this playthrough. Alright. Spanish localization. Yeah, we're still gonna let the whole credits play out here, just in case there is something after the credits. We see the no context photo on Discord. What section was it in? I don't recall. Other games. Oh yeah, I think did you post one and then, or maybe you linked one in chat once? But yeah, you had one thing where Bernadetta was doing like 90 damage in 1 hit. Now you got 14 4 times over. Doing some very different things with Bernadetta than I ever did. Here, let's see. Okay, I tried pressing escape. I wanted to see if there was a skipped prompt that would come up, but seemingly not. Is Bird Epic's gotta see what's in the other game section of the Discord. She's Thunderbrand, which is Catherine's sword. Boston, good to see you. Hope you're doing great. We've wrapped up Disco Elysium. We're gonna see if there's anything after the credits, and that'll be Hearthstone time. We've got a warrior that has to land fungal monsters or it's going to lose. Special thanks to the community translation group for the Russian translation specifically, I think. Stole it, Public Relations by Dead Good Public Relations. The Mac closed beta team. Have you played Limbo? I have played Limbo. I think we actually may have streamed Limbo, but I'm not sure. Came on Game Pass, played through it yesterday. It's not a long game. But yeah, it's visually striking. And it's, you know, solid. What's the other one? There's Limbo, and then there's... What's the other one that's similar by the same developer? Stress Relief, Ziggy the Dog. Oh, special thanks to Chris Avalone, who's a BioWare writer, yeah? Additional special thanks. Special thanks to Obsidian and the Burden of Command. Our Discord community. Inside, yeah. Mankind, be vigilant, we loved you. Loved you past tense? You like the lines of dialogue she gets with the other knights in battle. And there it is. There it is. It's the end of the disco. What if we hit continue? Does it just kick us back to our last save? Making yeah, it's kind of a shame. There's it just kicks us back here. Kind of a shame. There's no New Game Plus where you just keep all your skills and it lets you pass everything. Going out only 10 minutes late. Yeah, game's over. Game over, man. Game over. All right. Well, how long did it take? Playing like 2 days a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours. What? Was it the start of March or the end of March? Forget, hold on. Let's look at this for a second before we switch over. Disco Elysium Final Cut release date. Oh, I said Final Cute instead of Final Cut. So it was the very end of March. So we did April, May, June, and half of July. So it took 3.5 months at about 4 hours a week. So what's that out of interest? So 4 times 4 times 3.5. So yeah, 56 hours. And Disco Elysium... The site How Long to Beat says... so it says completion is 42 hours, but that was before the Final Cut patch, which definitely would extend it a lot, because we'd be going much faster if we were reading the dialogue. Give me 6 out of 10. I see. 9 of 16s. Yep. There were 2 points in the game that they could have gone down that road, but they didn't. But yeah, I don't know what I'd give it. 9.7, 9.8. Really enjoyed it. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very interesting. Very unique.